Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, I've been doing this a long time, and my whole thing is ABCDs. I mean, they've led me to the promised land, and they've delivered me from evil, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, we're up here now, 1 month, a little month and 1 day. Well, actually 1 month exactly. There it was, April 7th, and here we are on the 14th, so that makes it 5 weeks. We've not quite made a new high. Yesterday's high was right there. We're close again, but we haven't quite hit it as of yet. Now, I have been focusing on the New York Stock Exchange Index, folks. I'm going to try to bring this up here to show you what I've been looking at here, and you'll be able to see it with a little bit of luck. And I have plenty of that, so let's see what we got here. Let's get this up here. Just take me a second till they get loaded. Hello, operator. There's where we are. Okay, here's the New York Stock Exchange Index. And you remember the number we were looking for was 19,600. And yesterday we went a tiny bit above that, and today's high is right where it is right now. It's 100 points away on something 19,000, folks. I mean, that is really an amazing thing. There it is right there. There's your A, B. Let me get rid of this here, then I can get the super charts up, and you'll be able to see it real easy. I'll just show it to you. There it is. Now it's switched on me. Hold on just a minute. They're playing games here. I don't use it. I just use this for charting, but you can see there's your A, B, C, D coming in. It measures right to there, 97,600, and we're at 97,707 with a real quiet day. I think this is an ABCD pattern. The problem it's not a problem, but the quagmire that you're faced with is that these markets, some of them are going nuts. If you take a look here at the NASDAQ, I mean, this thing has just gone way beyond anything. Well, let's say not too far when you look at it this way. There's the ABCD on the NASDAQ. You know, we're 300 points higher than where we should be. That's when, and we made a higher high today. So that's still going higher. There's not much you can say to sell that. The S&P's made new highs. It's exceeded just about anything that we've been watching. Let's just get up here and watch this on the daily. And so that's why it's difficult. And the only one, see, there it was, it gapped up again. Look, see, it gapped up above well, it wouldn't leave a gap. Let's refresh this because I haven't refreshed it as of yet. Yeah, there's no gap here, but we've been setting right up above this number. And folks, we're looking at something that's, 40 handles higher than what we look at. So it's pretty tough. The only one that has really outlined what it was going to do was the Dow Jones E-mini. Now that's held, and that's mainly because of what happened with United Healthcare. Let's get this up here, right here. Hold on 1 second, folks. I made a mistake here on something. Hold on. There's where we are. Okay, here's where we are. Now, if we get this up on the daily, you're going to see that it went pretty much where it should have. 24.40, it got up to 25.80. Now it's at 21.46. So it's actually a couple hundred points under where it should be. You can see that number. That's the only one that's worked, along with the Russell. Here's the Russell. We'll take a look at it. It's done the same thing. Now, Russell target on that one was 21.44. And we got to 21.39. That's 5 points off, and now we're 50 handles under that. So that one's acting like it should be getting ready to go down. So I'm just bringing these to your attention to tell you what I'm looking at. Whether that helps or not, I'm not sure, but by golly, it's all I got to work with is ABCDs, and I look at these charts for so many years. Oh dear, folks, you want to be frustrated. Let me show you why I'm so frustrated. We had that cattle position on. Oh no, this is just a disaster for me. we lose a point in cattle, folks, and look what's happened. It's to have total major reversal, folks. Got out of it right there. and it goes a little bit higher, and then bang, down it comes really hard. Look, it's down a nickel now. That tells you that the real high in cattle was today and not the day I was looking at. I was looking at it to be right here, and it went an extra day, and but we'll get back in it. What we'll do now is we'll wait for the break here, and then we'll move up to see what happens to it from the second part of when we look at these things here unfolding. I hope that helps. That's my 2 cents worth as I'm watching it unfold here today. That's just all part of it. Now, the wheat worked out really nicely. It's got a nice $500 profit in it. It seems to go higher, so you stop on that. Should be at break even now, so you have no problem with that. We have a couple others that were really good ones. Okay, hold on 1 second, and we'll get right up here and take a look at the euro. These are ones that we put out on the video. Always look for those 382s. There it was yesterday, folks. We sent this out in the middle of the night. We had the big move down, sell that 382 retracement. It went right on the money. And then on yesterday's show, when we were working on the show here yesterday, we were talking about the Japanese yen, because the Japanese yen was doing exactly what it should be doing, making those ABCDs, and there it was yesterday, and here it is down now 250 points. Was down 300, but it's down 250 points from where the sell signal came in right up here. So, and now looking at this, looks like we're getting pretty close to a 382 of this whole move right here. We're not very far away. See, miss it by just a little bit. So anyway, the first profit objective would have been reached here, because you wouldn't be risking more than 60 points, and this has made 3 times that. So that would have been a very nice one to look at. Okay. All right. Now, the next one we want to take a look at the gold. We just have to wait and see what happens with gold, folks. I don't know if that's going to be the one that lines it up to make it, lead you to the promised land. That I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it ends up. Okay. All right, now let's move over here and get these out of the way. And I want to make sure, here was one that I was looking at today early in the morning. I didn't post it because it was too early. This was natural gas. I'll get this done. But what I want to do is I want to show it to you first on a smaller time scale, so you can see the really nice 382 retracement that we had here this morning. There's the, hold on. Whoa, wow. Sorry, folks. This goes back to yesterday's high. You bring it down in here. There was your 382 right here, right on the money. It dropped $500, and now it's, still hanging in that area right now. And when you got a strong trending market, folks, if you look at that, that'll really help you in your trading, especially if you'd like I am. You're looking at these charts 3 or 4 hours a day, trying to pick out trades that are, halfway decent without risking very much. These are the kinds where the 382 will really get you into the promised land, and in my opinion. And of course, if you pay more than 2 cents worth, they say that's the way it usually works. Okay. All right. Now we'll take a quick look here at one other thing. This is one that you talk about. A market's in big trouble, folks. This is it. The bonds. I mean, we said that and keep saying it and saying it and saying. There was another retracement here this morning, and look, we're still going down. We're going to cover bonds when we come back, folks, because this is a big market, and it's got big numbers coming up here that it's got to hold, or it's going to be bad. Let's take a break here for a second.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is the bond market. Now, if you told someone back on April the 7th that we were going to have a 20% rally in stocks, you'd think bonds would have gone up. Well, they did for 2 weeks, and now look what's happened. Something is wrong with the bond market, folks. The market's trying to tell you that there's something wrong. I'm sick. And that's exactly. You can see the ABCD comes here to match this low. We're not very far away. We're less than a point now from that target that we're looking at right here. There's lots of 382s here all the way down. We pointed those out to you just about each day. Now, the question is, are we going to hold this or are we going to break it? Folks, this is real serious because this market, remember, this was not the high. High on this market was 182, folks. Now we're trading at 112. Basically, what it says on our bonds, it says, in God we trust, and now it's saying, in God we trusted. So somebody's not wanting to take bonds. That's the problem. And just be really careful in here. We're probably going to get some bounces of 1 or 2 points, but this is a really, really negative thing. Interest rates are going higher. I know the people are telling us that inflation is dropping and all that stuff. And I swear to you on the eyes of my all of my ancestors, if you believe any of this stuff that you hear on the news, just be careful and put it in the shelf and look at it in a couple of weeks because, oh boy, I mean, what I hear people believing in doesn't make any sense at all. First of all, when people were talking about 120, 140% tariffs, anybody with a third of a brain would say that stuff doesn't work because that stops world trade. That's depression. And now they're saying, oh, maybe we shouldn't do it. So that's the news. I mean, this is how the media works. So you should be, I don't know. This is, I just don't get upset with it. I don't listen to it, but I understand it, if that's an understatement of the year. Okay, now we got that one done on the Treasury bonds. Let's take a look at the Treasury notes because they don't look a whole lot better. Interest rates are going higher, folks. They're borrowing more money. We're over at $37 trillion in debt. And you can see here, look at this. I think this is the hourly chart. We're already breaking down now. You can see here, we're below the 1.618 on this one, so we're already heading lower. We look at this on the daily. It looks a tiny bit better, but not much. You can see we're almost there. Let's refresh this because I don't trade it, but I chart it. There it is, right here. So we're only just a few pips away from, knocking this thing out. Remember? So that's why. See, we went up to the 61% retracement here, and now look at that right there. It's just not. Something's wrong, and I think it's going to be affected in the stock market too. But that's my assumption, and because when I listen to what's going on, it just doesn't make any sense. I already posted the one on the Russell to show you that it made the target and stuff like that. Boy, they're really beating these cattle up. This is with the fact that the news was that there was some type of a disease, and it had the biggest up day in feeder cattle. And of course, that'll make big volume and reversals and stuff, and that's how it happens. Anyway, it happened to us today, so not much else you can do about that. You got to move on and do the next thing we want to look at. And we've got a couple of stocks that we have to take a look at here, and we've got some other things to cover in the grain markets. But before we do the stocks, I want you all to pay just a tiny bit of attention to something that is just beginning, okay? And that is we have a potential for a weather market coming in the grain markets, okay? Now, this is the one we talked about, which was the November soybeans. And I mentioned on the last week, I said, if we get above 1040, I said, this thing is started now. We've already gotten above that. I'll move this over and you're going to be able to see. There's where we're almost up to the big ABCD. This is just starting, folks. This is May. They're just planted now. We got to get through June, July, August, September, 4 months, and we're just starting. So we look for pullbacks to be a buyer in this stuff. Now we're long the wheat already, but this stuff is getting ready to go a great deal higher. All the little pullbacks, they're not much. They're around 10, 15, 20 cents, and they're ready to go. This is indicative of somebody that has a lot of power is accumulating this stuff. We'll put this up on the daily, and you'll see here, doesn't look like much from here, but this is where we're going way up here, folks. We're going way up here. Let's just to show you how far we can go just to get to a 382. If nothing else happens in this whole market right here, we're not far from a 3. Oh, we already hit the first 382 already. This will be some resistance right here. Once we get above 1080 here in the beans, this thing is going to be taken off. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about the weather here in Tucson, Arizona. Here we are on the 14th of May. We have a contest here every year. It's when the Rito River, which is our big river, used to have water in it. When I first moved here, it was water every day, but no more. When it freezes over, in other words, you guess when the first day of 100 degrees, you win a big prize. It's usually $10,000. Nobody guesses past the 10th or 12th of May, and we still haven't had 100 degree. We usually have 100 degree in April and sometimes in March, but nothing this year. Highest day so far has been 94. It's only 87 today. So something is telling us that that's it. We're going to get a pullback here. So I'm watching that very, very closely. This is just the shorter ones. You can see we're getting close to a nice ABCD up in here, but we've got to be ready, and that's part of my program. And of course, you know how bullish I've been on the meal. I'm still very, very bullish on the meal. We'll get that up here, and that would be the December meal because that's the new crop. And we'll get that up here, SMZ, and there it is right here. And you see, it had a big move. Now it's backing off a little bit here today. It was really bullish down there at 01. Now, all we did now, you see, we had a nice rally. We got up to 09. Now we're backing off. So it's not started yet, but it's getting ready to. We were buying down in this zone right here. There, of course, if you're only risking $1, this made, 4 times that. So there was the high today would have put you up here about the 61% retracement level. It looks like, somewhere in that ballpark. But for a longer position, this is a tradable position in here. And if you were watching it closely this morning, which I was not, I was watching cattle. Hold on just a second. And gold. Gold's been treating us quite nicely, folks. We've been telling you a long time that we were going to get down to this area. And it's been doing that with a lot of 382s on the way down. Now here's our beans, soybean meal so far today, and we're probably going to come down and test this. And even if we take it out a little bit, it won't make much difference, but we'll be watching it closely. I've got them on the watch list. That's all I can tell you. So we're going to keep watching them carefully. Right now we're long the wheat. Let's take a quick look at the corn here for just a second. And we come back from the second part of the show. We're going to be looking at some of these stocks that are going nuts today. I have several requests, well, more than several requests of what to look for. Also, I wanted to mention to you, remember this December coffee trade that we were watching for Cy Monley. Look at this thing, folks. It's just dropping and dropping and dropping. There was your big ABCD up here. Bang, boom. Now, what we're going to be doing now in cattle. Okay, sure, we got stopped out today, but we had the break. It's broken a nickel today, folks. That's a huge break in cattle. And now we want to see when we get the rally back, we'll be ready for it. Okay, we got that done on the coffee, and we're going to take a break here. And we come back, we're going to look at some stocks.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a look at some of these stocks. I don't trade stocks. These are requests that I've had in emails and stuff from today. We had the number here was your ABCD. We gapped up 2 days in a row. And the news is still bullish, of course, with the NASDAQ doing what it's doing. We'll just measure from the high down. That's the NASDAQ was the real kicker here. And we're still going higher yet. So not much to do with that. Certainly has more to go to the upside. Next we're going to look now this is Goldman Sachs. Now this is not related to the tariffs and stuff. Well, at least I don't think it is. But here's Goldman Sachs now on a long-term basis. Now, we have a chance here. In fact, we are at it right now. This is a head and shoulders pattern in Goldman Sachs right now, folks. You can see it up today with a little quiet day. If you want to sell Goldman Sachs, you're never going to get a better chance than this, folks. Let me just show you. There's your high right over here. Okay, just draw that line over like this. Okay, now you can see that the right shoulder is slightly lower than the left shoulder. That's the first thing you like to see. If it's equal or tagging it, it's okay. But if it's above it, you can't do it. So the next thing you want to do is to see if the high on the left shoulder goes to the high near the head. So you go from your left shoulder to your high, bada bing, bada boom. You can't get it any better than this, folks. This is about as good a trade as you're going to be able to set up for Goldman Sachs if you're doing head and shoulders patterns. And this is one of the patterns that Andrew Lowe really worked on very, very hard. And to prove it mathematically, I mean, I couldn't read the book. I gave it to Howard Arrington and John Arrington because it had so many formulas in it. It looked like I was back in an astrophysics class or something. Well, physics, it wasn't astrophysics. From the high to the low, let's just stop that. That didn't work. We've got to do the measurement. There's what we want. Let's see if that lines up. See, that's right in between. It's going to be right at 707 because there's 618. So this is a head and shoulders right here. The high today has been 11. It's trading at 5 right now. I'd sell it here, and you just if it gets above that, you're wrong. But this is a head and shoulders pattern. We're going to keep that to remind us. We'll look at that again in a day or two. If someone we easily remind ourselves. We'll just put the beeper in if it doesn't work. Put it right there, and we'll put it right there if it does work. Then we'll know in a day or two if it's doing that. So we got Goldman Sachs out of the way. I better switch over to United Healthcare here because I was supposed to bring that up first, and I didn't do that. I don't know what's going on. My auxiliary, oh my goodness, this is not a very good chart. This is a daily chart. Boy, oh boy, there's really something really serious wrong. Folks, this stops drop. This is in half. This used to be the number one stock in the Dow Jones, folks. Over 640 now. It's less than half. Look at this. There's something really seriously wrong with United Health. Well, you knew it right here. Now you really know it. I mean, there's something really big. That's why the Dow is this. If this weren't down, the Dow would probably be up 300 points. But that's not the case. And this is the biggest stock in the Dow. Now you've got the one where you got a head and shoulders in Goldman Sachs. I wouldn't touch that with a fine-tooth comb or anything. Hold on just a second here. All right, now let's take a look at Mr. Disney himself. Okay, there's Walt Disney, and what we're doing now is we're going to look at it, clean all this out so we can see where we are right now. We've had a pretty good break here, and we've had a pretty good rally. Let's see what the rally comes up to. You'll come up here, and you'll see the rally has come up. We're almost at the 61% retracement. That comes in at the 113. The high today has been 112. There's no head and shoulders here that I can see because you don't have any symmetry. The shoulder, head, there's no symmetry in here. With Goldman Sachs, you had that symmetry. That's what fulfilled the formula for Andrew Lowe's book, The Non-Random Walk Down Wall Street. So very important. You have to have that symmetry. Otherwise, it's not going to be the pattern. Look at this. June cattle are now below 20. Oh, man, this is not fun. Anyway, this happens, folks. We're getting a break. We're going to get a chance to sell it back, but that's, shucks. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. All right, get this out of the way so I don't have to look at it. I'll turn it off, and then it was okay. That's all right. Let's move on here to get what else is going on. Now, someone's asked about Bitcoin and stuff like that. I don't do that, but it's up near new highs. Now, this is the Bitcoin is I don't know. I think it's an ETF, but I'm not even sure. You can see I hardly ever done any work with it at all. I don't see very much here other than the fact that it's going up right here because I know we've been to 10,300 or 400. The old high was 10,900 in Bitcoin, and here's where we are with this one right now. I don't see anything happening here. Had the big gap up and a continuing today, so don't see too much on that one. Okay, and then here is Boeing Airline. This company leads a charmed life, folks. I mean, no matter how bad the news is, they keep bouncing back. Let's just look at it. Okay, here's where we were when it was really going down big time with all the problems, okay, with one thing after another. Now, with all that was going on, and let's say you didn't know anything about Boeing, you don't have to know anything about Boeing. All you have to do is remember one thing, folks, and that is AB equals CD. And there's your AB leg right here. There's AB, and there's CD, okay? Now, you have a big gap down, 2 gap downs. That means this CD leg is going to be 1.27 of the AB leg. So all you have to do is to go up and change it to 1.27, and you're going to see you're going to be right at the promised land. And oopsie daisy, where is it? Hold on. There it is right there, 129. What was the low? 128.88. Now, how's that? Not too bad, right? Now, look where we are now. We've been going up for one solid month. This was April the 7th when the whole world was looking at 190% tariffs or whatever it was. And then they changed the rules here. They changed them again. They changed them again. And here's where we are with Boeing right now. And all you got to do is move it over. And look, you're going to see where you are from this high. We're really close to the 61% retracement, folks, I believe. Ooh, pretty close. We're only $7 or $8 away right in here. But there was the bottom coming in right there, just like it did on all the other stocks. And those are the ones that we've been watching, some of them. Let's see if I have all of them done here. I want to make sure. This is, hold on, this one is Boeing. We've already done Boeing. Get it out of the way. We've already done Disney. Apple. Mr. Appel is still up on the day, it looks like, but it's getting banged around a bit. Hold on one second, and we'll get this up here. Oh dear, 1 minute here, boys and girls. Okay, wow. Is this true? We have this big a gap today? No, that was a couple days ago. Yeah, this was. Let me refresh just to be safe. Make sure that. Yeah, that was the big gap, and then today it just went up and matched that high. Let's look at it on the daily and see. Oh, there it is. Now it's correcting the refreshment. Hold on, refresh. I mean, so we're up again today. There's 3 days in a row. We made a little higher high today also, and it did leave that big gap in here. So that's what we're watching here. Let's take a little break and we'll get back. And I want to go over some other things. I want to look at corn and soybean oil, and also we got to map a strategy for the cattle, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a look at Tesla here. You can see it's made the 50% level. It also looks like it's made a perfect ABCD here. Let's just double check here for kicks and giggles. And someone asked me how do I shake the thing about the cattle? Folks, it's happened to me so many times over the years, it takes about 1 day. But there's your ABCD, measured it perfectly right here. So ABCD to 50%, that makes that a sell. So we have a sell in Goldman Sachs, we got a sell in Disney, and we got a sell in Boeing. Well, not quite in Boeing, but almost. And there it is in the Tesla right here, ABCD right at the 50%. So it's pretty close. Now, because of that gap, it might go a little bit higher, but the fact that it stopped it right here seems like it might be it, but we'll have to wait and see. The one we want to follow is that Goldman Sachs, because that is a flat out beautiful head and shoulders pattern that right out of the textbook. I've made a little harmony with the what they call some little bit of tricks with the formulas, because the formulas that Andrew Lowe has for head and shoulders patterns, like 2 pages of graphic stuff coming out of right out of Harvard's or MIT's financial engineering. It's got so many equations it's impossible to figure it out, but if you do it with real simple time and price, you can certainly do that. So we've got that one taken care of. Let's get over here and take a look at some soybean oil. I think we got a big move coming here. This is the Christmas soybean oil, so let's get this up here. This has been strong. Haven't looked at it in the last few days. I think it's still strong, and there it is. We got to look at this one closely now, folks, because we're really moving fast. We made this objective, you can see here, but all we could do was back off to right here. That looks like it's just no more than a 382. There it was, and we're still going higher. So the only thing we could do now is we got to spread this over and look at it a little better. We're still going up. Folks, there's some problem in that soybean oil market with whatever it must be palm oil or something else, because this thing is going up in areas where it hasn't been for a long time. If we look at the weekly chart on this, and what they're doing is they're crashing. There's the weekly. This goes back, because they've been doing this one for a long time. There's December oil, because they bring this out 3 years at a time to start trading it. And, now we're banging right up to this level right here. But, we were up to $70 at one time. Let's look at July to see if it's happening in all areas. And it is. Here's July soybean oil. We're doing the same thing here. And I got a sell in here at 51.70. Oh dear, that's been in there for long. 52.28 is what I was looking at for a sell signal on this. This is July oil. I haven't seen it for a long time. I didn't put the order in, or if I did, I canceled it, because there's 52.38. That should be where you're selling it. The problem is you got this real strong move here, but that's a really nice A, B, C, D, and everything right there. That looks pretty interesting from the short side. And boy, it's let's just see what the 1.618 expansion of that is. Well, that's way up there. You don't want to risk that much. So there's 52.28. We're 52.38. The high has been 52.40. Let's just make sure I get it right. Well, it's on the high right now. 52.38 is where it is right now, right on the high. So that's a big ABCD coming off of this one right here, folks. That would make that a butterfly pattern. There's your 3 drive, okay? And now you've got a butterfly pattern coming in right in behind it. There's your ABCD, and that's taking you right up there. And this is where it should be getting ready to stop. The problem is this gap in these wide ranges. You got to respect that. And as a matter of fact, I hadn't looked at this in a while, as you can hear from my voice, because it surprised me, but we're right there. It's something really, really important. I'd love to see if it's going to hold or not, because there's a chance it could go a great deal higher. Right now, we're only 2 pips higher than where the original price was supposed to be, 52.38. So we'll find out. We'll check on this one tomorrow, too, to see how this one acts as we go through some of these others. There's so many things going on, folks. I just can't keep on with all of them, but I'm doing the best I can on some of these. So we've already looked at the Russell and all these other things. I want to look at one other commodity here that we haven't looked at in a long time. I had a request from someone from Zimbabwe. I don't know if they have a cocoa down there, but you can see here it trades pretty well. And this used to be, this thing is... It got all the way up to here, folks. This was a price that we've never seen. Cocoa hardly ever gets above 60 or 70, and it got all the way up to 1,300. Then we've had the break, and now what you're seeing here is that this is your first legitimate sell signal here in cocoa. Now, I don't trade cocoa, just like I don't trade coffee, but I'm going to chart it for you. There's your A, B, C, D pattern. It's coming in right there at your 61% retracement off of the high. There it is right there. There's A, B, C, D, and there's your number right here. So what we're going to do is, that's up at a couple another 10, 15 cents, which is a substantial amount in cocoa. We're going to mark that, because when we see it again, we want to be able to see if this pattern actually worked or not. Now, we've had a request to take a look at copper, and I'll just get that up here, and I'll bring it up to you for just a second here, because it certainly trades differently than the gold market. There's our copper. Bring it up here, and you can see it's been much stronger. It's held up incredibly well in here. Put this out of the way. Now I'm going to refresh it here. I haven't traded in quite a while here. Okay, now there's no head and shoulders here. You see the left shoulder, right shoulder is higher. The symmetry's there, but the left shoulder is higher. The right shoulder is higher, so that's not a sell signal. It's got to be lower to be a legitimate head and shoulders pattern. Now we have a head and shoulders here on the bottom. There's your left shoulder. There's your right shoulder. You see that? They're both equal. Now all we have to do is we're going to check the time from the layer there to there. And see, there's no time symmetry here, so that's not a good head and shoulders pattern. It might work, but it doesn't have the symmetry to call it a head and shoulders pattern. That's what we're doing. All we have now are lower tops in here. Let's just refresh this again over the last couple of days, make sure we get it. There you got lower tops right here. Let's look at it on the 4-hour. It might give us a really clear view of it. There it is right there. That's what we want to be watching. There's your lower tops in here. Now, to make the 135, you have to have that same symmetry, right? There's your retracement there. There's your retracement there. First thing you do, find out what this retracement was, 618. Then you go down to the next one. That's 50%. So you have 2 of them here. You have 61% here, 50% here. All you need now is a symmetry from your shoulder, or from 1 to 3 and 5, and there it is. There it is. There's 1, 3, and 5, and they are in a downtrend. This forces you to trade with the trend. You have lower tops, and you have lower bottoms. So this is what it's heading down, and that's why it's working the way that it's working. Let's see what the old clock on the wall says here today. I thought I was going to have a rough time today, but made it through with all the allergies and everything. We'll be right back, folks. Stay with us. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I want to bring this to your attention. This was one of our trades of the week, selling the cattle. You can see here we had a reversal here. We're now trading, folks. This is the volume today is twice as high as anything we've had this year. So this is a major, major reversal, as it should be, because you've got the 3 drive, time, price, everything squared out. And anyway, that's it. What you're going to be watching for with this type of thing, you got to wait for the first 382 retracement, and we're going to be watching that like a hawk. It's not going to see it here because this is what you're looking at, but this is what you got to do when you see it. I said here and smiling, folks, it doesn't make any difference. You miss some of them, you gain some of them. That's it. Have the right ideas. The best laid plans of mice and men are sometimes faltered by other things, I guess. Who knows? All right, now the Dow Jones is now near the low of the day. We got down to 2050. The S&P is still above the coveted 5,900 level, and the NASDAQ is still way above any of the targets that we've thought of. You see the highest target, the highest target that we had was 1300. We're at 1363, but a lot of these are completing. Now, I've based all of this on that New York Stock Exchange thing, and it's now down on the day, but by golly, if it closes up, then there's something wrong. But you got to find out which one you want to trade. If you traded the Russell, the YM, you did okay. If you traded the S&P, not so much. And also if you'd have done the NASDAQ, not so much, because it hasn't backed off at all. Just looking at it on a real short term. So we backed off, we came down 1240, we dropped 200 points, and we're just almost back to those old highs. So it's nothing bearish about this at all. I mean, it just has a correction, and with 3 hours to go, 2 hours to go, you could easily go up and make another new high without any trouble at all. We'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, folks, and may God bless.